What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 23rd of May. We are taking a look here this morning at Aerodrome Finance / the United States dollar. This will be a daily chart TA. Coinbase is our price data here. Charting, tradingview.com. Welcome to the channel, guys. All of the subscribers, new subscribers, members, arcblock or Aerodrome investors. Guys, welcome. Let's jump into it here. What's going on with the price? We're getting a pullback here, 2-day pullback so far. It's funny how as soon as the price stops going higher, you get some haters that come out of the woodwork and say all kinds of fun stuff. But anyways, I never understood that. You know, why hate on a project? If there's opportunity for money to be made, you know, and you can spot that, I don't see the reason to hate. I think it's just an opportunity to, you know, make some money. Aerodrome pulling back here, currently down 2.09% this morning. We had yesterday we were down, which would have been the 22nd of May, 4.3. The day before that, the 21st of May, we were up 3.76%. What is most likely to happen here? Let's talk about that, share some of my thoughts here on this Aerodrome Finance chart. So we have a couple circles on the chart. Those just represents major highs or major lows. So we have a resistance at 128. We have a support, a higher low. We didn't get back to 85, which is very nice. We have another higher low right here that took place on the 19th, 20th of May. And so far we have another higher high that took place right here on the 21st. Guys, we are stair-stepping back to the upside for this Aerodrome chart. Higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, excuse me. So we have a higher low and a higher high that is taking place. We're getting a pullback here. Where is this pullback most likely to find support? Well, let's talk about that. So we are not down that much. We're seeing a pullback in Bitcoin, which is just basically identical to what we're seeing here for Aerodrome. Nothing of concern, in my opinion, at least at this time. Where is the most likely area for this to pull back and stop to? Well, I would take this area right here. So basically this 112, give or take a little bit, 112 is a pretty high likelihood of price support, which is just about where we're at right now, whereas that arrow is pointing to. Now, why is that? That is because this old area of resistance from these candles here on the 15th and 16th is an old area of resistance. So for that to get pulled back to and turn into support, potential support, we don't know if it's going to be support yet, is very likely. And I think there's a high chance of that. Can the market go lower? Of course the market can go lower. Can the market go higher? Of course it can. We got to watch what the elephant in the room does. That's Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does really well, there's a good chance we'll find support here and head higher. If they crush Bitcoin for whatever reason, whatever news event, and you know they pull the plug on it and it actually starts to really lose its bullish momentum, we're going lower. You know, this Aerodrome Finance will not be able to buck that trend. So I always mention that. People, you know, why do you follow Bitcoin? Believe me, I wouldn't follow Bitcoin if you didn't have to. I don't care that much about, you know, any one asset or another, but it's important and it's part of the game. It's part of the market. So that's why it's just one of those things. I mean, you could ignore it, but it's a good indicator of what's going to happen in the rest of the market. Like here, for this example, for this video, is Aerodrome Finance. So anyways, support, you know, there's a good chance this market will pull back to that 112, 111 area. And we'll see. I mean, we're right there right now. Can it go lower? Of course it can. Let's talk about that real quick. If the market goes lower, where do I start to get a concern if we start to take out these levels right here? 98. If Aerodrome starts to trade below 98, I would have some uncomfortable feelings that, okay, this uptrend that we're currently in is potentially coming to an end or a pause for a period of time. So for starters, basically where this circle is right here, That's my first area of concern. Second area of concern is our lows over here at 87. If we start to take out those, not good for this. And there's a really good chance we're heading quite a bit lower if that takes place. So, stopping point number one, basically right around 98. Stopping point number two, basically right around 87. And then we have our support below the market, 85.20, 79, 630, 72, 326. So that's a couple areas, guys, to keep on your radar if the markets sell off. Like I said, keeping an eye on Bitcoin and what it's doing. So far, it's looking okay. We hit our upper targets there, and we're just pulling back, normal market cycles up and down, the ebb and flow, the yin and the yang. So that is that. Also, this is we're pulling back here basically in a mini descending channel, and that's right here, a descending channel, very similar to what we saw right here. We're getting that again. I don't know how many days it'll be. Maybe today's the last day. Maybe it goes on for 3 more days. I do not know. The only advantage you can get on that is saying, okay, we're at support. Maybe we bounce here, and you're probably right there. But again, I can't make that call. I don't know how long the consolidation will go. So these descending channels here are usually a bullish pattern, which lead to a higher price move. So we could see something like this here pretty soon. First area of resistance is the 128. 128 right here in white. That is where we topped out on the last big move higher here back in the early May, 3rd, 4th, 5th of May. That's also a very important zone for price to break out above. So maybe initially we get up there, find a little bit of resistance, throughout the day, and then actually continue higher. Once we break above 128 and get a close above 128, this thing could be straight up to 156.80. That is my next target. 156.80, I think, is not too far away. Assuming 1, Bitcoin holds, 2, we can get a solid close above 128. 156 is coming here. I mean, this is a pretty bullish looking pattern, in my opinion, guys. Like I said, depends on a couple factors, but overall, 156.80 is what I'm looking for. I'll also have a target there at 136.76 that could play a role in some market resistance for a short period of time. But once we get that close above 128, I think this thing's fair game, and we're heading quite a bit higher, and that's why I'm looking at 156.80. So we'll see. We need everything to line up here. We need Bitcoin to get its act back together, and then we need obviously the Aerodrome chart not to start taking out lows down here that we just mentioned in the 98 or so, 87, 85. Let's look at what that would be with our percentage return here. So 112 back up to the 128 is going to be a 13%. The 136.76 is going to be a 21%. 156 is going to be up there too. Let's call it a 40% move for ease of math here. So, is there a chance of a 40% move here for Aerodrome? I think so. We need a couple things to line up before that takes place. And if they do, I think that is, very possible here for this Aerodrome Finance chart. Guys, that's pretty much going to keep us in wraps here for today. I don't think we'll get in too much trouble outside of those areas. So that basically covers our areas down here to 72, 326, all the way up to 156. I don't think we'll see what was that again? I don't think we'll see a 40% move today. I hope we do, but I don't think we'll see that in one day. And I also don't expect we'll see a drop of 35% in one day either. So I think we're covered. We covered our bases here and the range to the upside and to the downside. A little stair stepping to the upside, higher lows, higher highs. We don't want to see lower lows take place. Then I think this trend will continue higher. Close above 128. That would be golden for this Aerodrome chart. Anybody who's new to the channel, I want to welcome you guys. Appreciate all the support. I also want to talk about, people like to see this right now. I think it's Yeah, for this chart, for the Aerodrome chart, the highest price target I have at the moment, which I think is very, very high, but in the right cycle, in the right trend, possible, of course, is 317. I thought I had something higher, but that might have been a different chart. So my highest price target right now is $3.17. And keep in mind, we're trading at $1.12 at the moment. So that's a killer return. That would look like, let's see, that would be 183 or so percent from where we're currently trading. So if that takes place in a year, if that takes place in a couple of weeks, if that took place in 2 years, that would be a phenomenal return. If you were able to get returns like that year after year or even every other year and compound it, that would change your life financially. So crypto markets, of course, can move way more than that. I understand, but you just got to keep it in check. That kind of return compounded over time is life-changing financially. So right now, that's my highest target, 317 for Aerodrome Finance. I thought I had higher targets, but that must have been a different chart. Yeah, I don't know if it was a Pangolin or arcblock or something like that. But anyways, guys, have a great day. Real quick, before we wrap it up, let's do a bonus here. Let's check over to Bitcoin. The Bitcoin top has come in for this, or target, I should say, has come in for this move. We hit perfectly 71,335 right here. Another phenomenal hit. We're pulling back. We haven't quite hit lower support at 68,748. We'll see if we get there, but that's the level below the market. Yeah, so we have higher highs, we have higher lows, we have higher highs. Bitcoin is trending higher. We are very close to a breakout above all-time highs. Does it take place? If it takes place, it's going to be huge. That's what I think. I think we're going to have a massive breakout. If this thing doesn't, collapse from here and put in a lower high and, start to trend lower, the breakout past all-time highs could be huge. And you can almost guarantee it's going to take Aerodrome Finance and the rest of the market north, higher, big green candles, God candles, as some of you guys call them. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you are not yet a subscriber, join us here on the channel. Appreciate it. All links down below does help support the channel, guys. You guys have a great Thursday.